see if this is all up and running as it should be. Listening on the audio. Check, check. Yeah, it seems fine to me. Probably getting some weird echoing there. Sorry about that. So, what is up, everybody? It is early-ish in the morning. It's about 7. And I decided I just wanted to sit down and play some Yooka-Laylee. Let me take these headphones off. I actually don't feel like wearing these all day. I'll just have them to the side if I want to, listen in. Put on my, iconic, famous camo hat that I wear all the time. But what is up, everybody? I hope you are all feeling well. We're continuing some sweet Yooka-Laylee. Actually... try something out here. There we go. So, the reason why I didn't want to wear the headphones is because this microphone's output is actually a lot louder than my old one, so it, like, fatigues my ears after a while, legitimately, to just listen to it, like, at... The output from my soundboard is a lot louder than it just sounds on Twitch, so I was like, I need to just relax a little bit, do this without the audio blaring in my ears today. Because yesterday I recorded a 40-minute podcast, which is coming out in like 3 or 4 hours. And then I also streamed for 2 hours later in the day. I was going to say, I made a decision earlier. Let me lay the headphones somewhere. There. Kind of drape them over there. I made a decision last night regarding my content. And you can tell how indecisive of a person I am, sort of, because of this. But I was thinking about how one of my biggest issues specifically with Twitter and Facebook are just, like, stupid interactions that I've had on them. More so, like, I don't like the business model or the way that these sites treat people. I think that they're very biased. Good morning, Mr. Sample. What game are we sampling today? We're still continuing some Yooka-Laylee. I want to try and beat it, because I've played through the whole game, but I haven't actually, like, finished this particular one. Like, I haven't beaten the final boss. But I was saying, I ended up thinking about it, and I was like, this is a decision that's very easy, like, incredibly easy to go back on anyway, so it's as easy as deleting a couple accounts. I was like, I'm just gonna create a Twitter account and a Facebook account, and just, like, link them where, when I post on the website, it goes up there. And whenever I go live on Twitch as well, because that's just the easiest way to do it. I'm basically going to run them like corporate accounts, because one of the biggest issues I've had with, like, Twitter and social media is specifically the idea of, like, it's the fact that you actually have to show so much restraint. Yeah, you can add me on Facebook, by the way, Shadow. I made a post on the website as well about that. But yeah, like, I've got it linked to the website. I'm not going to be posting on there in any personal way. If people try and, like, DM me or anything, it's just going to be ignored. Not on purpose and not to be mean, but it's just like, the focus will remain the website. But I was like, why would I limit my reach if I can expand it? Guess what game I'm playing? Is it still the Jurassic World one? Get a drink of my morning Dr. Pepper there. No, the new... Oh, yeah. You told me about that yesterday. That you picked up, Brilliant Diamond, I think it's called. I believe we've already talked to, Trouser there. Yep. You said they improved something, but I cannot remember what it is at this exact moment. Okay. So we're in Waterworks, and I need to find a way into the stage. I don't actually remember how to open it, like, at all, so... I'm gonna have to kinda do some exploring here. I just got it yesterday. Alright, no problem. Yeah. But yeah, you said they improved something yesterday in the stream. I have not bought any new Switch games in so long. Mainly because Switch games are so bloody expensive. Okay. Oh. I don't know if I'm supposed to be able to do this, but I am. Oh. Well then. Oh, the camera. Camera's just losing its mind there. Yeah, so there's a move you can get where you can, like, lick up and, like, grab those things. A $60 game I got for $20. That's pretty good. Yeah, like, PlayStation games tend to go down in price over the years. Nintendo games, they eventually go down, but it's when Nintendo decides to have a sale, or when they decide to do things. And I understand that there's a lot of fanboys that view things in different ways, but I just greatly prefer to, like, not have to pay more money for a game when you can get it for less. Okay, that leads back to the first area. Like, there's clearly, like, a move that I need to get. I just don't know where to find it. I wonder if that's a thing I'll have to backtrack to the ice level to get. I cannot remember. Like I was saying the other day, though, the stages get a lot better, in my opinion, once you're past the ice level. Good morning to you. Good morning, now Garfield. How are you feeling, my dude? It was a mispricing. That's interesting. So, you were at a store, and it was, like, priced wrong, and they just gave you the price? I'm a bit tired. Oh, I know how you feel sometimes, man. I know how it feels. So I'm on a search to find this move that I need to actually progress here. To obtain Progresso Soup. I got up early today. Game Exchange. That's good. I've had Game Exchange almost give me a deal like that before. And well, I've had it happen before, but I've had them almost do that, and I screwed it up. Because I actually, like, miscalculated how much money the tax on something would be, because I was doing math in my head and I suck at that. And so I handed them, like, the wrong bill or something, and they're like, you need more than this, and I was like, well, I'm putting this back because I prefer to not. Yeah. I legit didn't realize I wrote lol. I guess this is something that happens. Yeah, I do the same thing sometimes. I'll say lol in a conversation, then I'll think about, what was I laughing at? Like what was funny? I think lol has just become like a positive affirmation thing that people say, so to let you know, like, I'm the rationality, the thing that you're saying, I comprehend it as it's supposed to be understood. Like, I took the thing you said lightly, kinda. That's how I view it, at least. I was saying this earlier. I decided to make a Facebook page and a Twitter page again, which is a thing. I've been so indecisive, and I thought about the main things that made me hate these social networks is the fact that, yes, I don't like their policies, but on top of that, it's also a big, like, I'm not using Discord anymore, by the way. That one is just flat out, I had a bad experience that has changed my mind about it, but with these, oh, there's a thing here I can wake up. I didn't know anything about this. Why aren't Yooka-Laylee a spider/dog duo? I would actually like that more. There's just a spider riding on top of a dog's back. Ooh, or it could be like a teacup chihuahua riding on the back of a giant, venomous, angry-looking spider. And the spider talks with an English accent, and he wears a top hat and has a little, like, mustache. I like these ideas. The spider doesn't need to fly, it shoots webs, yeah. What is it? Oh, because I clicked the button on accident there. But what I was getting at is I decided I would make a Twitter and a Facebook profile, but I'm not going to be active on them, aside from they're linked to the website right now, and whenever I post on the website, it's going to show on the website. So if people follow me there, it is not going to be like a, hey, I'm going to DM you on Twitter. I'm going to flat out tell people, no. I'm not going to DM you there unless it's absolutely the most important thing in the world. I ain't doing it. Or how about a crow and a lobster? That might be interesting. That might be interesting. I'm trying to think, what is like the weirdest character duo that could take the place of like Banjo and Kazooie? Like, a little person with severe tinnitus, and then a hermit crab that walks around on his back and shanks people with a letter opener. What do you think, guys? Sounds tasty, yes. But yeah, basically I'm on Twitter, but I'm treating it like a corporate thing. I get in like these trains of thoughts where I try and talk about something and then I keep getting distracted, so I keep saying the same things over and over again. I'm sure it's exciting to everyone watching to hear it over and over again. Ooh, I can gain one butthole fly. Roll move uses less. Oh, I can only choose one at a time. How unfortunate. See, so this is a setting where I kinda like it, but I've also always hated that they added scan lines to this. I think this whole, like, visual style would be much better if they just removed the scan lines. Like, I'd be happier with it like this. Without that. Like, I like N64 graphics, despite them objectively not being very good. It's just a nostalgia thing for me. Well, I'm about to ruin this kid's entire day. Please elaborate. What are you going to do? And should I call the police? Okay, I'm just gonna go back to the, I'll now start a Kickstarter campaign for a spiritual Yooka-Laylee successor called Pete Arno, returning our favorite lobster and crow duo, Pete Arno. That would be a very interesting brand. You know what I would actually like to see, and I know that no one in the world would ever agree with me on this? I want to see an Earthworm Jim 3D remake, like a remaster done like the Crash trilogy, but it's like they make the game good. Like, they fix Earthworm Jim 3D, because the game isn't very good, but I feel like it has some amount of potential. I remember, I think that game is also a sore spot for the creator of it, because I'm pretty sure he basically said he didn't want it to be made in 3D, and then they're like, yeah, but like, we want to. And then they just did it anyways, despite him being insistent that it should be like a 3D series. Or maybe they made it without even telling him. It was something like that. Are you gonna like, there we go. There's like a thing that I need to roll up right here. Somewhere. Yeah, it's right here. Boom. Give me that pagey, boy. Give me that pagey. They actually had a Kickstarter to bring back Boogerman at one point, legitimately. And it failed. Like, it couldn't get enough press or hype. I've played Boogerman briefly, and it actually is kind of fun. Like, it's one of those really weird, like, this game would not have ever been, at least as a franchise, would never have been a new thing in 2022 and in just the 2020s. It would just never happen. Let's see. I remember there being a hidden thing up here somewhere, but maybe I'm incorrect. I remember wandering in circles in this level quite a bit, so I'm sure this will be exciting. Yeah, classic 90s game. Yeah, they actually had a Kickstarter for a Boogerman remake. That's for real. Look this up. Boogerman remake Kickstarter. Oh, this is the saddest title. Also, I love this website's name, non-jokingly, Sega Nerds. Boogerman 2020, not 2020, 20th anniversary, fails to reach Kickstarter goal. Only 90s kids will remember Boogerman. Yeah, you know what? That's one thing I'll agree with people on. Only 90s kids will, in fact, remember that particular game. I think it had generally fun gameplay, but it was certainly a product of its time. I wonder, I actually think about this sometimes. What media, and people in chat, tell me what you think. What media do you think will be a product of the times in the future from the 2020s? Since our culture has gotten, like, really weird and overly sensitive about a lot of different things. I'd love to see in the future people's viewpoints, because you know that, like, things are going to change. They may not completely be... Whoa, look at that. That was just, like, floating weirdly. Like, they may not be entirely 100% the most different in the world, but people are going to get tired of, like, I need to censor everything I say so that people don't get angry at me constantly. Like, when culture kind of calms down about that, I'd love to see how it's different. Yep. Only a little more than 40,000 of its $375,000 goal. I'm really sure stuff like TikTok is going to be looked back on it with shame. See, I agree with you on that, but I also don't... I don't know if you're right. And let me tell you why. Because while what you're saying makes complete sense, the actual, like, the Twitter, TikTok right now is basically one of the biggest websites in the world. It surpassed Google recently as the most popular domain name in 2021 for people to go into. So, while normal people like you and I kind of think that, there's a lot of people using this website, and I think it's like the generation just under us who are like, yeah, I'll sell my soul just to get attention kind of people. The only thing I wonder is what will happen to the music of the future. I mean, there's only... I'm not saying this as a joke, I'm being genuine. I feel like right now our culture has been in, like, a back and forth for decades, where it's like, things are really, like, stuffy and conservative, and you can't say any, like, interesting opinions or be offensive. And then it, like, swings, the pendulum swings the other direction, and it's like, you get the 90s and the early 2000s where a lot of the music is, like, punky and alternative, and it's like, screw the machine, you know, that kind of stuff. I feel like there's only so much edge that you can have before it's like, okay, we get it. Like, there's only so far that you can really push it. It's like, you got Ozzy biting the head off of a bat, you've got, like, people doing cocaine, doing drugs, just acting insane. It's like, eventually you reach kind of a cap on that where you're like, well, what more can you actually do? And so I think in the future it's going to be more, like, balanced in terms of music. There's going to be heavier stuff, but I don't think that there's going to be as much edge at a certain point, but that's partially the way that I'm thinking about things. Remember back in the day when you, where they would bleep out cuss words? Yeah, that's true. Well, you know, I didn't actually think about that. It's kind of ironic that I'm saying this after talking about how, like edgy and, how, like, sensitive people are. Because media is getting edgier, but people's sensibilities are getting more sensitive. So maybe it will just be a never-ending cycle. I have no idea. What are your thoughts on this, Shadow, aside from just music? Oh, well, here's a thing I at least know that I haven't visited yet. Just like my grandmammy. Okay, I can't go in there, I guess. I remember this, actually. I remember the first time I played this being real confused, too. Does the water just rise up and down, or like what happens here? Yeah, it just rises up and down. I guess music is going to become even more interesting. Right now we live in a time where everyone can make music from their bedroom if they have a creative vision and talent. Technology will become... That's true. And I think that media is becoming that way too. I think right now we've got a lot of gatekeepers in terms of media and things that people can achieve. Because, like, you know, we have all this stuff, you know, like this soundboard I'm using, well, it was not cheap. It wasn't as expensive as a soundboard used to be like 20 years ago. This is like $180. I'm streaming from a PlayStation, you know, like that. Okay, I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing here at all, man. I basically have to wake up all these tiki things. And there's one down here somewhere. But, you're right, but there's a lot of media gatekeepers that are like, that you can't do that because I wasn't allowed to do that starting off, and I don't think that it's fair. Like, I know that's not their logical reasoning behind that. They're not doing it because of jealousy. But there is a lot of you can't do that going on that is stifling that kind of creativity. Funny thing is, in Germany, they just let people talk over shows like Mythbusters to translate them. So you have the original English audio in the background and people talking over it in German. And when the English cuss words get bleeped out, the German translators just put them back. Yeah, you told me that, I don't remember what it was. You sent me like some weird translation things over the years where it's like, yeah, this German show, here's them saying the A word in a children's show and stuff like that. There's a lot of weird things like that. Okay, let's go on down here, I guess. Was that the only thing that I could do in here? Imagine all music would be Morse code. That's why on Watch Nathan I've just made like the code of conduct include like don't swear too much, you know, keep it to a minimum because get up there. Because I'm trying to like somewhat make my content like future proof and interesting. I also don't need to be cussing as much as I have been anyways. That's not a thing that I did a lot as a kid anyways. It's just a thing that I did it, but it was like reserved for when I was very angry. And now I'm trying to stop. They literally had to redub part of Home Alone movie in Germany because it had the N-word in it. See, this is something fascinating, and I ain't saying this against you, Kark, because I think you're awesome, you're a good dude. But I've seen German people talking just mad crap before about Americans and how selfish they are and American culture on social media. But, like, every time I hear about German media and, like, Germany, I'm like, okay, Germany was a country that has tried to commit genocide and take over the world twice. And on top of that, like, when I hear about their media, it's so freaking weird. And so I've seen German people, and like I said, I ain't talking about all Germans, I'm not lumping them together, and I'm not talking about you. I've seen German people just make fun of Americans, because it's also popular for people from other countries to do that, because of, like, the stereotypes of Americans, but, like, I've seen them talk some mad crap. Like, I saw a post where a guy was like, he was saying, Americans are selfish, because he was talking to a libertarian guy who was saying something about, like, taxation being theft. Like, libertarians don't like taxation. They think that it should be illegal, essentially. But he was talking to one of those people, and he was, oh my lord, he basically was like, see, we're not selfish in Germany. We choose to pay higher taxes for blah, 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 and this and that. And he was basically saying that Germany, their way of showing patriotism is voting for paying higher taxes and things like that. And I will respond to the chat in just a moment. But it was just ironic hearing him say that, because one of the first replies I saw to the tweet was a person saying, didn't your patriotism cause 2 wars and a genocide almost? An almost genocide? And the person just didn't answer to it. The Home Alone movies were translated in the 90s. That's fair. That's fair. It's just, it is funny hearing people crap on Americans when, like, their countries... I ain't saying America's perfect. This is something I've had people really get passionate and argue with me about and be like, you just don't know what you're talking about, you know, like that kind of thing. I'm not saying America is perfect. I don't think I've ever said that, and if I have, of course I'm wrong. But what I'm saying is all the countries that do that, it's like, your country isn't that much better. Like when British people call Americans stupid, it's like, at least we know what a television is called. No country is perfect. Exactly. What the... And no game is perfect. I just landed on nothing. But how are you, Belle? Welcome to the stream. That guy... Yes, that guy was very, very ridiculous. Yeah. So I've got a new episode of Game Juice coming out on the website at 10 today, everyone. Check your follows on Twitter, by the way, Belle, because... I'm focusing on the website, but I know that I'm the least consistent human being in the world when it comes to, like, choosing things about social media. I did make a Twitter profile for my website, Watch Nathan, and it's just called Watch Nathan. And it's basically there where it's set to automatically just share anything that I post on Watch Nathan. And I'm just going to treat it like a corporate account. If people DM me on there, unless it's like the most important thing in the world, like, Nathan, this is a charity that we're doing for the children. Do you want to join us in the stream to help save the children? Because somebody think of the children, you know? If it's something like that, that's different. But yeah, I ain't actually using these accounts aside from setting them up for like a corporate account. Hey, here's an announcement. Hey, here's a post. Hey, here's a video. It's that kind of thing. I'm very tired and it's very early. Well, I hope you're having a good morning aside from that. To be honest, our country can be better. I agree with you that our country can be better. I guess every country has its bad eggs. We need to save the children. Play Monopoly on the NES. Fun fact, I actually sold that game, so... I cannot play it on the NES anymore. I have a game on the NES that's worth like $100 or something, or like it's steadily going up in price, and I've talked to different people who have all told me, don't sell it, keep it. I'm like, I'm kind of tempted to still sell it, because with the prices of these kinds of games, it can go up and up and up, or it can just like plateau. And so I don't know what I should do. What do you guys, and this is a real question. This will affect my decisions, guys. What do you guys in chat actually think I should do? Should I sell it or see if it goes up in price more? I thought it had a broken manual, and I actually found out that the manual's intact. It has a piece of another manual in the box for some reason. So it's actually worth more than I thought it was. And before I move, I'm thinking about selling it before I move houses, because transporting it is what I'm scared of. It's Uncharted Waters on the NES. I think loose it's worth like $80, $70, $80. The stuff that really sucks about America is the student debt. Yeah, you know, and I used to argue with people specifically about the hospital prices, and because I've heard like horror stories about socialized medicine in other countries where like they don't prioritize the elderly, which are people who really need medical care. And as someone who grew up and my grandpa was one of my favorite people in the world, that's always really bothered me. And I've talked to people about this in the past, and I've been given this really, like, despicable, unempathetic answer by people. I said that, like, if you're a 70-year-old in, like, a place with socialized medicine and you're dying or you had a heart attack and you go to the ER, they don't prioritize you because you're old. That's at least what I've heard. And I talked to someone about that, and their response was, yeah, that man's lived his life. He's not the priority. And I'm like, what a horrible, evil thing to do. The older people are the ones who built the society that you live in, despite them sometimes being stupid, and objectively older people tend to be a lot more racist than younger folks. I'm just saying, like, that bothers me. And I used to argue with that so much. And then I know someone who has heart issues, and it took them, like, they basically had to, like, coast just taking medicine for something they needed surgery on for, like, 2 years before they got the procedure they needed for their heart. So they could have possibly died for 2 years because doctors were like, sorry, we don't like your insurance. And it's like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's almost like you took an oath. Boo-hoo. Like, you took an oath that you will help the patients in any way that you can. If that's the case, that you care more about money, I get people need to eat. But, don't take an oath then, you know? Just saying. If, like, literally, if you tell people, well, you know, be a good boy and we'll give you the surgery, that's sick. I tend to keep my stuff just because I'm a person who wants to play the game after I get rid of it. So this is a game that's, like, not a genre that's in my wheelhouse. It's like an RTS game, and it's an NES one. Duct Tape was real excited when I told him about it, and he tried to set up a trade, but I was like, I'd rather get money for it. Though the game he was going to trade me for is a cool one. But, yeah, I just wasn't really into the idea. I'm thinking about just selling it before I end up moving, because I don't really... I don't know, I don't want to, like, have it lose its value because I try and put it in a cardboard box and transport it and it gets smashed. That's really what I'm scared of with that. But I've had people in my personal life be like, no, you should keep it. But they also don't understand that, like, the prices of retro games are so freaking random sometimes. Oh, God. In Germany, the older people were prioritized during COVID. That's good. Is it complete? It is complete, yes. It's in not great shape. Like, the box is, like, not torn apart, but it's, like, got, like, fraying on the edges and stuff, but it's complete. We have something of a priority system in healthcare, but I think it's more how severe surgery is versus who came first. See, that's different than what I've heard. In that case, I can kind of see it, but I also just, I don't know. I've heard stories that bother me about it, but yeah, like, I've changed my tune on the American healthcare system for 2 reasons. One is that I haven't had a doctor for 2 years because my doctor dropped my insurance. I've gone on several websites that list what doctors in the area take my insurance, and every time I've set an appointment, and then they've later called me and been like, actually, no, we don't take your insurance. And it's like, then update your website, dude. Like that, I feel like that's bordering on being illegal if you're taking me as a patient, then changing your mind because your website is incorrect. But I don't know. And then also the person with heart issues, like, and my mom had to fight her insurance to get knee surgery. There's a bunch of things like that I've noticed where now I actually don't have the same level of confidence. I'm like, I don't agree with what I used to believe on that. But I'm certainly never going to sit there and be like, oh, but your country is perfect on this too. The website I went to, yeah, that's the one that I've used in the past. Let's see. Yeah, the complete price of it right now is $155. I tried to take it to Game Exchange, my local Game Exchange store, and they tried to give me $30 for this game a few months ago, and I hate that they did that. The price for a new game depends on the condition of the package for a game. Has your game been crumpled up, torn up, soaked in lagoon, kissed with coral blue number 2, semi... Sure, totally. It doesn't it does, like, the quality of the actual game does matter, and it does determine the price, but I feel like there's also kind of a base price where it's like, you have the game cartridge, you have the manual. Like, the cartridge has a bloody sticker on it, but I can probably take it off, but I don't want to risk damaging it. Like, there's different factors in it, but just loose without the manual or the box, the game's priced at $80 right now. I don't know. I'll see what I end up doing about that. Yeah. Oh, gosh dang. If you're trying to get market value for your games, game stores, I know. Like, I wasn't trying to get market value. Like, this is the thing. I know how things like that work. I know that when you take a thing into a game store, you're not going to get what it's worth because they have to mark it up. However, I've mainly sold to GameStop, and I've sold to Game Exchange 2 times, and when I was selling things to Game Exchange the first time, it was a bunch of duplicates that you could give me like $5 for, and I wouldn't really care because they weren't worth anything. That was when I was buying my Nintendo 64, because I was like, whatever. None of these games are things I'm playing. Some of them I have 2 copies of, that sort of thing. I sold a bunch of SingStar games and a bunch of golf games and crap. It was that sort of thing. But for a game that's worth $80, which at the time it was like $70, I expect to get more than $30. You know, like, and I'm talking about loose. I've only sold to GameStop mainly, and so when I sold to Game Exchange, I was expecting a little bit better because they were giving me like less than a quarter. No, you know, I guess if it's worth $100, they're giving me more than a quarter, but they weren't giving me something that I think would be worth it. I think that if they were like, we'll give you $60 or $50, $55, something like that, I may have been like, okay, I can do that. Like, it's not my preference, but I can tolerate that. Yeah, you know, as a matter of principle, I've stopped crapping as much on GameStop because I don't like the way that people have treated Blockbuster when they died. I don't even like Blockbuster, by the way. They were like one of my least favorite video stores growing up. Like, every other one I ever went to was so much better. But I remember when Blockbuster died, there were a bunch of people making fun of Blockbuster and being like, good, serves them right for putting all the mom and pop stores out of business. They deserve this. Like, they were just talking such crap. But then the one remaining Blockbuster, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I just spittled a little bit on my microphone there, so I'm wiping it off. But the one remaining Blockbuster in Oregon is a mom and pop store. It's still just a mom and pop store. So the idea of like, oh, well, screw them, gets on my nerves because, yes, they bought out all of the mom and pop stores, but when they bought them out, they were paying the people money. Like, they didn't hold a gun to their head and say, we're going to do that. I'm doing so bad on this one part. I remember the 360 resale? What is the 360 resale? But, yeah, it's just one of those things. I've actually been tempted to take my broken 360 up to GameStop and try and sell it. I know that that's scummy, but, like, I've lost my level of empathy I have for these game stores when it comes to selling used things to them, because with both GameStop and Game Exchange, I've now gotten to a point where my attitude is if I bought something from you and it doesn't work or it broke, that's your fault because I bought it from you. And a lot of times I've just been reselling things to them that I know don't work because I'm like, well, they've got a repair program anyways. And also, like, a lot of them are things I needed to return but never got a chance to, basically. And so it's like, this is my return. I just checked prices on, it currently goes for $2,350. Well, oh well. But, I did, well, where did you look at that on? Did you look at it on eBay now that I think about it? Just imagine. I was gonna say, like, that would not be cool. I was like, that better not be true. Because that game was worth, like, nothing when I sold it. Like, I think I actually got about market value for it when I sold it. I was like, what? But I was trying to hide it in my head. But, yeah. What was I about to say? I completely forgot. What I was about to say. Yeah. Yeah, I've been tempted to take my old Xbox up there to see. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. There's another game. I tried to sell my 360 and all kinds of games. They gave me $30, so I took it to Game Exchange. Yes. See, Game Exchange's prices are a little bit better than GameStop most of the time. But, like, with NES games, I felt like they were just absolutely, trying to, screw me. And I was like, nope, sorry. There's another game I want to sell, and I'm debating it, but I've got the Ratchet & Clank collection in mostly, like, pretty gosh darn good condition. It's been played, like, twice, but I think the box might be a little, like, it's not broken, but it's, like, worn, you know? But I've got that, and I looked at the prices of that, the PS3 one, the other day, and it was like, what was it? It was listed like $70 or $80, so I was like, you know, that's... Since I don't really like the first Ratchet game, that might not be a bad idea. I think the most expensive game I ever bought was Majora's Mask, which would be $80. Yeah, so... I have a policy where, like, I just refuse to pay a certain amount for games, especially older ones, unless it's just, like, I have absolutely no choice and there's no real option to shop around. And my rationality behind that is that if I go to a Goodwill and I try to buy a movie on VHS tapes, those movies are $0.25 each. If I go to a game store... and I try and buy a DVD, or like, I guess a video store rather, and I try and buy a DVD, most of them are $5 because they're old. If I go to a game store and I try and buy an old Nintendo game, they're like $80. It's like, yeah, because, you know, old things certainly shouldn't go down in price after all. It's not like the retro gaming market is almost always artificially inflated. I have Shrek 1 on VHS. I have like a handful of movies on VHS. I'm actually starting to collect those again. Oh my gosh, that only took me 6,000 tries to get. Yeah. Hello. Ah, douche. Come on, you want to freaking go? Okay, thanks. I'm glad that I can't even attack him right now. I love this camera angle, by the way. Cool. So if he's moving at all, you just can't hit him. God. Do you bleed? Thank you. Ogres are like onions. Have you ever played... I've never played the Ice Age 2 video game, no. Yeah, I have a lot of trouble, paying a lot of money for things that I think should be cheaper. Also, I think a big part of that as well is that when I was a kid, I remember watching game collecting videos when the NES and things were still, like... They were still going, like, down in price because they were still, like, retro game collecting wasn't that popular then. And I saw people buy expensive games for, like, $10, $5, and so it's just a thing where I'm like, if people were willing to pay this much a few years ago, the only thing that is making this expensive is the demand. There's, like, nothing else valuable about this aside from a lot of people want it. And I understand, well, it's simple supply and demand. I get that. But it's also just like, if everyone collectively decided, no, I don't want this game that bad, I bet you the prices of games would go down. They make you cry. They stink. Surprisingly good. No. Oh my gosh, did it restart me here again? Why do I have to redo this whole thing every single time I fall down? Like, this is... This is actually getting a little bit annoying here. Okay, I'm about to try and make my way through this one last time. And if I fail, I'm just going to try and see how to enter the next level, because this is completely obnoxious right now. Like, every time I die here, it's like, go back to the start of this room. Like, thanks. I appreciate that. Time well spent. It reminds me of that scene in the Simpsons movie where the comic book guy is like, I've dedicated my whole life to just collecting comic books. And he goes, life well spent! Oh, so you leave them out in the sun, they turn brown and start growing little white hairs? What? Oh, like onions? No, layers. Onions have layers. Ogres have layers. Onions have layers. You get it? We both have layers. Ogres have layers. I feel like Shrek was the original, like, emo cartoon character. Like, he was a very sensitive soul. You know, like, I remember Shrek used to listen to Blink-182 in his swamp on constant loop. This guy actually closely reminds me of one of the Banjo... You know what? Forget you, man. I don't care. You're a loser. Come on. You know, yeah, but, like, Shrek used to have that hair where, like, it had, like, a thing, like, a bangs that would cover his eyes, and, like, he listened to a lot of Blink-182s, you know. He was really into that emo culture. Him and the Incredible Sulk, which is like the Hulk whenever he's sulking. This is what drives me crazy about meme makers, by the way, people who make memes. I've had so many funny joke ideas over the years, and then I go and I, like, look them up, and I find out that someone's already made a meme about it. Like, the Incredible Sulk was one of those where I was thinking about an emo Hulk who, like, is sad all the time, and then I looked it up, and someone had already photoshopped it. I just got a Jirachi. What is a Jirachi? What the F? Sorry for the language. I have no idea what's going on anyway, Shadow. Okay, I did it, everyone. Somehow on my last try, I succeeded, because I am a good boy. I'm going to lurk now. I don't have a lurk command, but I feel you, my dude. If I may ask, what do lurk commands actually do? Because I've never had one set up for the stream. And over the years, I've had several people try and input it, and I don't really know what it does. Does it just, like, set your account to a specific thing or something? Okay, I'm going to return to hub and research. Honestly, I don't get lurk commands. Well, like, what? I just don't understand what they do. Like, you can just say what you did and be like, hey guys, I'm lurking. Let me look up, how to get into stage 3 of Yooka-Laylee. I can't remember if this is the casino or the spooky thing. The lurk commands are just a little gag, I guess. I suppose. This is what a Jirachi is. Oh yeah, I think I saw one of those in, like, Pokemon Advanced or something like that. Let's see, how to find World 3. Okay, and it's got an about the author after this very quick thing. Okay, so yeah, this is the Halloween one. So we put together a guide. To find World 3, you must first find Trouser, who has relocated to Ivory Towers. Head back to the archives. Yes, I've done that. Leads to World 2. Here you'll find Trouser, who you can talk to, grab the bubble power. Yes. You may want to visit him in World 2. Make sure you have all the abilities as well. Never know when you're required. Once you have the bubble walk, it's time to find World 3. Take note of the aquarium nearby and then jump into it. Yes, yes. There's a switch at the bottom. I've done that. Head down the path to the Grand Tome. Now that you know the entrance, it's time to get cracking. Okay, like, that doesn't answer it because it's just showing, like, the general way to unlock the area starting there. Oh my gosh, I hate how every website, when you open it nowadays, is like, do you want us to install cookies on your computer? It's like, oh, just do it or don't. I'm so sick of seeing it. Yeah, that's that weird boss. Like, okay, that's a Digital Foundry video. I'm just starting and I already got a mythical Pokemon. Oh, I see. Okay, here we go. Here's a YouTube video on how to find this. Games Invaders. Okay. He's going into the archives. He's doing the things that they already said to do. Okay, he's going into here. Into the area. Oh, okay, there's like a door hidden under the water that I just didn't see. I knew there was something that I was missing, I just couldn't really figure out what exactly it was. So now I know, and knowing is indeed half of the battle. I want to make a show called G.I. Jimothy, about a man named Jimothy, who is in the military. He's not very good at his job. He sits around eating wheat thins all day, and his sergeant yells upon him. He doesn't yell at him, he yells on him, so he, like, sits on his shoulders and then leans over and, like, yells into his mouth. It's like Spider-Man kissing Mary Joanna in the rain. So on the PC version of this, those pages in the background dance, by the way. I want to make a movie called Captain Mexico. Please elaborate. Why do you want to make a movie called Captain Mexico? And what will Captain Mexico be all about? Is it just like a Mexican Captain America, basically? Where it's just a dude that's very patriotic about his country? But just a different country? Oh, that's a bit extreme, bro. Yeah. It's funny, but that's a bit extreme. Yeah. Dr. Puzz has all the fuzz, man. View your game totals. Sorry, I couldn't resist. That's fine. Yeah. Why isn't there an episode of Captain America? Because, you know, that's a show after all. Yeah, this is where I was supposed to go and I just didn't see it. Because I'm silly. Come on, get up here. Why isn't there an episode of Captain Mexico where he comes down with the flu and then Spider-Man has to help him out? He comes down with prostate flu, and so Spider-Man has to massage Captain Mexico's prostate to heal him of his ailments. There's nothing like weird or sexual about it. He has to do it, you know. It's what needs to be done to get the job done, you know. Otherwise, he can't stop the villains. Oh, that makes me happy. This is one of those moments on stream where I say something and then I see the view count go foop. Like, I've seen that happen so many times to Twitch streamers. I was joking with my buddy Ivanta Sandwich in his chat one day. And he started talking about, like, politics or something, and then his view count went from, like, 15 to 5, like, that. And it's like, if you've got a problem, people, you can always, like, discuss it rather than hiding. It's the strangest thing that people on the internet do. Like, ew, he's talking about something that I don't like. Time to hide. Time to leave. Okay, so... Oh, because I need to use the bubble, I guess. That makes sense. Oh, wait. Wait for me. Sandra, wait for me. He's not saying that because he's going to prison, he's just kind of saying it. There's a line in the play Les Miserables when they're singing that intro song that's like, look down, don't look them in the eyes. Where one of the extras is like, I know she'll wait, I know that she'll be true. Look down, they've all forgotten you. It's like the most depressing song. I kind of like those sorts of musicals, but, like, at the same time, oh, God, like, what do you want from me, game? What do you want? Hunt pages. Hello, piece of paper got caught in a trap over there. Trap is activated by sound of splashing. Okay. I don't know how that works since it's clearly on some kind of pulley system, but okay. It's not my fault that they programmed the board to sink under the water. That ain't fair. Yeah. By the way, Sandwich was wondering about you not too long ago. I've talked to him on a Discord. Like, I know I'm planning to delete Discord, but part of the reason why I haven't done it yet is because I'm trying to, like, ease people into the website, and I'm trying to, like, make it more palatable for my existing audience. That's one reason why I was like, you know what, I'll just set up a Twitter as, like, a more corporate-y, like, here's the things that we're posting kind of accounts, because it's like, well, it'll still reach more people that way. It's, I guess, like I said, it's one of those moments where you can, like, undo the thing by just deleting it, but also, like, if it does work out, it can just be, like, a learning moment for me, like a suck it up buttercup. Sometimes you have to do things you don't necessarily want to do to grow online. That's possible. I really like this level, by the way. It's not my favorite. The space level's my favorite, but I like it. But, what was Sandwich saying, by the way? Uncle Sandy Witch. What was he talking about, man? Yeah. I will say I will still be deleting Discord, but I've said that 1 trillion times. I'm just trying to put people's expectations in a reasonable place. Oh, here's this guy. Oh, dude, there's one of those that I forgot to fight one of these guys. Yeah, I forgot to fight one of these guys in, oh, God. In the ice level, and I think he might be the one Ghost Rider that I'm missing. There we go. He ain't that bad, but the way he telegraphs his attacks is actually kind of difficult for me to, read properly. He was just wondering how you were and such. Oh, that's good, that's good. I invited him to be a writer on the website, and I sent him an invite. Not because I expect a lot, like, not like he's like, I'm like, you need to write like it's your job. But more so as just a, hey, if you want to, like, write things on the website, you can. And I sent him an invite email, but he didn't accept it for a while, and then I looked at the email he sent me, and I'm not going to say what it is for obvious reasons, but there's a word in it that was misspelled in a way where I was like, maybe he sent me the wrong email, and if that's the case, I'm going to just delete it for safety, since it's an invite to, like, post on my website, which is a very easy way to wreak havoc if someone who wasn't who I thought they were ended up doing that, you know? But, let me actually find that post on Watch Nathan real quick so I can share it in the chat for everyone. But, here's me talking about my plans for, like, Facebook and Twitter, what I'm gonna do with it. What actually cued that idea for me where I was like, maybe I should just do it is, I was talking to Scotty last night. I really wanted to co-stream with him, but I actually sincerely, like, Discord is a no for me in the future. And, we were talking about it, and I was like, I can call you on the phone, and he's like, yeah, but it's hard to, like, run that through my sound system. So I was like, he's like, I could do Facebook Messenger, and I was like, you know what, I'll just do it because I've had so many people that I know personally be like, hey, could you, like, what happened to your Facebook? That's how I prefer to talk to you. So it's like, it's a thing that I didn't prefer doing, but I figured if I was going to make one, I might as well just, like, make a Twitter, and then make a Facebook, and then have, like, a public Facebook page for you guys. Yeah. Actually, be sure to whisper me or email me your Facebook link so I can try and add you back, Shadow. Yeah. I will. Alright. Good. I'm sad because I don't got no trash. Oh, I love garbage. It's my favorite meal. It's not that far off from the truth sometimes, if I may be honest. Oh god. Get out of my way, you foolish boxes. Oh god. These boxes are so racist. Oh, why? Why, God, why? Why? Why is this happening to me? I'm just an innocent Christian boy trying to teach people about Jesus. Whispered, alright, sweet. Let me handle this real quick while it's still on my mind. Let me check this controller. Okay. Get it unplugged from the PlayStation since it's fully charged. Let's, go to ye old Facebook here. I will not be as active on there, by the way, everyone. I know I've said this a bajillion times, but I'm just double checking that people are aware. No, I'm not going to be responding to DMs and things on Twitter. This is a more corporate-y sort of account, and I want people's expectations to genuinely be that they're not going to get a lot of replies from me, but I am there, you know? Okay. I hath added you. Alright. There we go. You know, one thing I do really like about Twitch, like very seriously, that I wish freaking YouTube didn't delete, is that Twitch has DMs that exist on the website. Got it, sweet. Yeah, Twitch has DMs on the website, and YouTube is, like, they've had it, and then they deleted it, and then they had it again, and I really think that they should just, like, make a DM system and keep that DM system there. Oh, come on! Come on, like, for no reason that just activated late. That's silly. That irritates me. I like how the seat or that purse or something there is his tongue when he talks. This poor guy, he's been through the ringer. Gosh dang, bro. Gosh dang, bro. You gotta keep freaking moving here. Okay, cool. Oh, there we go. Was that what I needed to do? I hope so. Boom. Yeah. I still can't wait to get streams set up on the website, though. That's gonna be fun. But that will be quite a while. Did I not do it right? That seemed correct to me. He's saying he can't make it through the maze, I guess. Hello. I like his hat. That's funny. Sweet. Keep it that way. This level's my turf. I grow tasty drugs, man. To right, say, could you help me out destroying the shroom patch? I totally own. I'm sure I saw blah 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 blah. Alrighty then. Do I just... Yes. I would criticize how tedious this seems to be, but there's things in Banjo-Kazooie that are just as bad. In Mumbo's Mountain, you basically end up having to do something just like this where you have to destroy like 8 huts or something. Okay, these are growing back. So there's probably a move I have to get to help out with this, maybe. Yeah, these grow back faster than you can take them down, so it's probably a move thing. I don't want to talk to you, you scare me. Yeah. Oh, here's Drowsy the drowsy snake. Okay, so this is just a higher jump, I guess. Oh my gosh, shut up. Why do we need 8 lines of dialogue for everything you do? That's something I struggle about in Zelda games quite a bit too, is I like Zelda, but I feel like part of the reason why I've never beaten them is when you've already played through one repeatedly, like, as in, like, gotten mostly through it. Like, I've played most of Ocarina of Time over and over again, and there's always a point I give up on. When you've done that several times in the past, you're then like, alright, I get it. Like, I do in fact understand. And it's just like, it's so annoying. Grapple, okay, and that's what that is. Hold L2 and press triangle. Let's just hope Trouser doesn't... Yes, that's the joke, by the way. That was an intentional joke on the developers, is he's called Trouser because he is a snake wearing a pair of pants, as you can see right there. Yeah. I'm surprised at how they got away with that, but it kind of makes sense, so I assume that this is... Yes, that's what I need to do there. There we go, we just got rid of his drug shroom patch. Yeah, boy, come on over here to the border, come over. How does he talk? All he's got is a tongue. He doesn't have vocal cords. I'm starting to think this fictional game doesn't make much sense. Chill, Bat Lady. Okay. Yes, I've got a page to a pointless book. My favorite. That is one thing about this game that I actually found super freaking weird, is that it's about collecting pages of a book, which is fine, but like capital B is just sucking all of the books out of the world. Like that is such a more 90s game idea. Like nowadays it would be like he's sucking all the iPads out of the world. Oh, okay, so I got through it and did what I needed to do, but I forgot to grab the pagey from there, I guess. Yeah. Look down, don't look them in the eyes. Stop it. You're so rude. You're so rude. And I do not appreciate this rudeness. Dude, what if you went to get a drink out of your sink and the water looked like this? It looked like just dirty toilet water. Don't drop the soap when you're drinking dirty toilet water? What are you talking about? Don't drop the soup. No. Okay, so I'm trying to find the next exciting thing that I may do here. That's the entrance there. Now you're seeing look down, don't look them in the eye. Oh, that's disturbing. I didn't think about it like that. That's just disturbing, bro. That ruins my childhood. That's one of my favorite things is whenever you make jokes about old media we all watched as kids. There's so many people that will non-jokingly, very seriously be like, "You've ruined my childhood." It's like, then your childhood is very fragile. No, you're fine. Like, your childhood is so painfully fragile if that is the case. If a joke is like, oh, everything is, my childhood whimsy is all dead now. I feel like people who make media okay, I'm like here, game. Oh. Okay, well, good job, game. I got it anyways. That's what you get for messing with me. I've seen so many videos recently where people are talking about the iconography of operating systems and how the save symbol on computers is a floppy disk and how there's so many kids that don't know what it is and they call it a save symbol. And it's something that has never once gone through my mind, is like the idea that people won't know what a floppy disk is. But it's also a thing where I've been seeing people say things like, well, how do we change these things, you know? Like how do we update it to be modern? And I'm like, it doesn't really need to be. Like, how do you come up with a symbol that represents saving things? You know, like, I guess you can make it a photo of a CD, but then most people would associate that with burning optical media. I also saw someone, I think it was a Linus Tech Tips videos where he was talking about people don't understand folder structures on a computer, like, and how folders work, and it's like, that is actually just a person who has no life experience, because, like, papers still exist. Like, folders are a thing. That's just weird. Oh, yeah, this is one of the things we gotta pull down here. Yeah, the physics in this game are very strange. I remember how in cartoons and such used floppies as a way to either save or destroy the world. They used floppies and they used, like, a little mini disc. I've also noticed, I've watched a lot of, like, random TV shows over the past few years that are, like, not quite in my wheelhouse because my mom's boyfriend watches a lot of, like, crime shows like NCIS, and I'm not against them. I actually have been growing to like them, but, like, he watches that as his default. I've noticed in a lot of these shows... Okay, where are you at? There we go. In a lot of these shows, I see box TVs in the backgrounds of houses that the police are chasing someone through. And every time I see those, I'm like, I wonder if those were actually things that the studio was using, or like something like that. And they're like, well, we'll just keep them as props. Like, it's something that I've noticed where I'm like, that's probably the least realistic thing that they're doing in this show. True. Yeah, like, they used floppies, they used a little mini disc. Let's see. I still, like, I will say, like, before I started streaming, I really was just before I started making content in general, my attitude about technology, I'm a techie person, but I also like to just get used to a technology and just use that forever. You know, like, I used VHS tapes like as my default way to watch movies until like 2010 or something, when my VCR I had at that time broke. Like, I don't really care what's modern, but I started, like, caring a little bit more when I started making content, because I wanted to, like... Okay, why won't he latch onto that thing? It's so weird. I wanted to, like, be in tune with what people are actually, like, looking for in media. Okay, I guess that's just... that's just, like, a teleport area. But, it's interesting. One thing I want to do with Watch Nathan, and, I obviously I'm not going to be ridiculous with this, but I want to try and, like, find different ways to do things. Since it's all pre-recorded, you can get away with so much more in pre-recorded media. Oh, come on! Oh, this grapple move, man. I used old film cameras until my Canon quit. Well, so, like, I've been working on a process, and I've talked about it before, where I'm trying to old man my life, where I'm basically taking technology and anything that I think is just bad for me, or that I think I use too much, I'm trying to lessen how much of it I use. That's one reason why a lot of social media did go bye-bye for me, and one reason why I'm saying, like, okay, maybe I just need to fly there, because I can technically fly there. I just don't get why they put a grapple point there if you can't use it. It makes no sense. Let's see, where am I going? I'm, like, completely... There we go. Oh, there's a button over here, too. I should probably just go ahead and press that while I'm at it. I'll come back here. Oh god, my mind. I'm trying to, like, use modern technology, but also, like, sprinkle in just older things that are cheaper and, like, easier to use. I was gonna say, one of the things I want to do with Watch Nathan is find different ways to do things that are, like, more old school, but, like, beneficial. Why won't it grapple these things? Like, it'll grapple certain things from really far away, and then it won't grapple others. And all of these things have grapple points on them. Like that. Like, I was right in front of it. With old film cameras, though, I like the looks of them, but if I saw a video the other day where a guy was using a Polaroid, like a newer version of a Polaroid camera, and I was like, I want one of those. Like, I think that the look of, like, retro video is so cool. And I told someone this one time, and they were, like, really surprised by it. Okay, cool. Okay, thank you, game. Like, oh my gosh, I've recorded a Let's Play before on a VHS tape. Like, I think with the website and the way I'm doing things moving forward, I'm not really going to care as much about, like, I care about the technical side, but I think the technique thwarts all others. Like, there's, like, old cameras that look better than new cameras, and there's, like, old ways of doing things that you can't tell a difference if you do it just right. And I want to have fun experimenting with that stuff. It's just something I really enjoy, is, like, fiddling with old technology. old technology and things like that. Because, you know, like, for example, I've made content where the resolution itself was, like, kind of low, but no one noticed it because YouTube and different websites just compressed the crap out of video anyways. And so there's a lot of things I genuinely think you can get away with, especially with online media. Yeah, to be honest, to me, I love the look of film. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a new Polaroid that auto-prints the photos, is what I'm saying. Like, it's one of those. Okay. Okay, cool, cool. So it needs to go up. Okay, up. There we go. Now up. Now up. And left. Okay, up, please. Boom. That most modern cameras can't always do. Yeah, like it auto prints the photos. It's basically an old school Polaroid, but like a new version of it. That's why I was saying it's super cool. And it's designed based off of the old school ones as well. Like, stuff like that, I want to make, like, tech videos on that stuff. I was saying, like, I got Game Juice, I've got a bunch of gaming-related shows. I want to do at least one kind of tech-based show. But, like, the way I would do it is it would probably just be, like, cheap tech. Like, it would be, like, things that are affordable because I'm, you know, I prefer to buy cheap things anyways. Yeah. This music really sounds like music from Banjo-Kazooie right here. There we go. This is a really good Frogger level we're playing right now, everyone. A recommended episode? Yeah. Well, they make, I will say as a recommendation, they make Fujifilm cameras that you can just buy at Walmart that also auto-print like Polaroids. And they're okay. I don't think the quality of them is as good as a lot of the other ones. I actually liked the look of this Polaroid camera better. But, like, imagine WatchNathan.com if, not specifically, like, the graphics that I make, but if all of the photos and things I put up were, like, film that I scanned, wouldn't that just be neat looking? There's something nice about analog media because it feels like a human being's hands have touched it, not like it was all done by a computer. There's something very comforting about media that isn't, like, perfectly crafted to me. And, I'm kind of, like, loosening... I don't want to say it like this, but I'm kind of like loosening my philosophy of like, I want to make everything as like pretty and high quality and blah, blah, blah. It's like, I just want to do the technique the way it ought to be done here. Like, make it the way it should be made, but not like making a big deal out of it. So there's a thing here. I need to spit fire into it, I guess. And then there's an ice thing. So this is probably a thing I have to come back to in some ways. I want to try and do a video where I like go and try and buy VHS cameras. I want to do that kind of stuff. That would be fun. An entire episode of what you recommend tech-wise. I could absolutely do that. That's actually such a good idea. I actually need to write that down. Let me, trying to grab the right notebook. I have like 4 of them on my table here. Okay. There we go. That hath been written down. I know that's a very simple concept, but I love that idea. Because I had someone say something that was incredibly nice to me on my old Twitter account before I deleted it. It was like one of the nicest, genuine interactions I ever had. Where, I don't know who it was, but someone was talking about how expensive gear is for streaming, or like how buying, I don't know, it was something to do with gear, and I said something along the lines of like, I use like a $50, not a $50 microphone, I use a microphone that came in a set of 3, and the whole pack was like $50. And I had someone tell me that my video and audio look and sound better than people who have $10,000 studios, and I was like, that's really, really high praise. Like, that is one of the nicest compliments I've gotten in like 4 years of making videos and making content, because most of the feedback you get is people kind of being like, it's okay, it could be better. Like, it's people like looking for the things that are wrong with things that you do. So on occasions when someone's just like, oh yeah, no, it's great, you're like, wow, people can do that? Yeah, if you get any more ideas like that, let me know. Yeah, I like how this water's just death. Tell me, Shadow, since you live in Louisiana, if you go into a swamp and you step in the water, do you immediately start, like, gyrating and falling? Also, that pumpkin just teleported, which I'm not cool with. Give me my health back, man. I want it back. When I had to do my I didn't want you around. The buddy painted and we made you put up in the crowd. Someone picked up the now it's just too late to me. Take it sick. Depends. What, on ideas or on Michael Jackson songs that I'm singing horrifically? Oh, there's a boss in here. I completely forgot about that. The swamp. Oh, okay. I feel you. What does it depend on? If Shrek is there? Yeah, there's a boss around here somewhere. I'm just looking around right now before I go into that area. Oh, here's Kartos. No, how many gators are in there? That's fair. That is a fair point about that. What's up, man? I'm pretty cool. I love eating cranberries and whistling. Probably my favorite thing to do. This man's got a wooden mustache. And his eyebrows are headlights. What would you do if you woke up, Shadow, and there was an alligator standing over you holding a gun to your head, whistling violently? Look at the pumpkins down there. Oh, cool, cool. Ah, gosh dang, bro. Here we got 73. That looks good on paper, but I think it's actually bad. Some of these, like that right there. Oh, I can shoot. I actually didn't. Like, I think I knew that at some point, but I completely forgot that I can shoot at these things. So that actually kind of helps me out a bit. Because I was like, some of these things I don't even know how you would dodge. I bet you it wants you to get something like 150 or something like that. Alright. Huh? Why? Oh, and I still got hit somehow. I still managed to get hit. Whatever the gator wants me to do. So you just let that alligator rule over you like that? That's not cool, man. Why did that count as a hit? Neither of those should have counted. That ain't cool. Okay, cool. I'm glad I got hit right at the end. Shucks, you didn't get enough gems. Try again. Okay, thanks. Yeah, the hitbox on those parts is not my favorite there. Gator's got a gun. Gator's got a gun. Whole world's come undone. What did that gator do? Something die on you. They say when Gator was arrested, they found him underneath the trash. Something like that, I don't know. I know the weird... Well, actually, let me take it back. There's a lot of people that will claim certain songs are Weird Al songs, and it's like, Weird Al is a human being, and human beings have a specific voice. Which Backstreet Boy is gay is not Weird Al Yankovic. Barney's on Fire is not Weird Al Yankovic. There's a lot of songs that people say are Weird Al songs, and they're just not. And I've talked to people who have seen Weird Al live in concert who are big fans of his, and they don't know that. It's so weird. Like, it is the strangest thing in the world to me. Okay, I think we're doing a lot better this time, you know, knock on wood. Do you want to build a snowman? Come on, let us go and seek merriment. I think some company is overdue. I started talking to the voices in my head. Okay, that's stupid. I shot him, and it's like, no, it's gonna go under him. That kind of stuff is pretty annoying. That's not going to be enough, is it? Is it? Okay, so it wanted me to get 120, and I finished the last time with like one... Like, there's no way they wanted specifically 130. That's such a weird number. So it had to be like 120. Which is very strange. I was at like 115 before. My favorite parody on the song is, Do You Wanna Hide a Body? Man, that is, I'm trying to think, one genre of content that I think is long dead and won't be coming back ever because of copyright is YouTube poops. And I gotta say, those were some of my favorite stupid parodies. Because, you know, I showed some friends those before, and they were like, this is just an annoying edited video. And I'm like, no, you don't understand, though. There's some people that would edit these and, like, make them a whole thing. Yeah, I miss those, too. I'm tempted to, like, go and, like, try and archive a bunch of those on my local hard drive in case YouTube takes more of them down. Because there were ones that just got deleted from YouTube, just full on. Oh, that's... Yep, that's a thing. I don't know why I'm weirded out by this. I used to play Soul Calibur, and Nightmare's body is genuinely just the worst thing to witness. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, Ugh. Yeah, as you can tell, I can't remember this boss's pattern at all, but it's the kind of thing you play a couple times and you get used to it. Okay, there's sludge everywhere. What was I supposed to do? Okay, I've seen to know where this is going. Well, it's a good thing it's not going there, my friend. I feel kind of annoyed. Like, how much health did I have when I got hit there? Because I feel like that just killed me in one hit, and if so, that's BS. Like, that's actually a little bit frustrating if that's the case. Come on. Boom. 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 I think one of the dumbest parodies of that song I've ever seen was "Do You Want to Get Some Sliced Ham?" I think that's, yeah, I think I've seen that somewhere on YouTube. Okay, please hit him. Please. After I squash you, I'm going to use your remains to stir me brew. Okay. Oh, cool. We're swimming around in the freaking butt soup here. This is just toilet water, man. Some butthole soup we're swimming around in. He's specifically dunked his butthole all in this crap, dude. Okay, I could not have dodged that, but thank you. What would you do if you were eating some delicious soup at a restaurant, Shadow, and the chef came up to you and, like, winked 15 times in a row to the point where it looked like there was something wrong with him, and he's like, "I've put my butthole in this." What would you do? Gosh dang, he actually trails you pretty good. That ain't cool, man. Get elf flower. Oh, what? I was above him, bro. What makes this boss worse is that he's got 1,000 eyes, he's a monster, and he's also an anti-Semite. So nobody should like him. Gosh dang it. Oh, cool. This is fair. It's the fact that his freaking hits hit you twice, too. Please die. Please die. Please die. There we go. Oh, that's, okay. You've given me a right scene to. What about butthole soup? That's what we're dancing in. Oh, lordy. Creep from the Deep is the name of the trophy I just got, by the way. I wonder if anyone who streams from PlayStation who has their face cam oriented like me ever is like, oh good, there's a trophy coming over on the screen. Now I can time my nose picking. They like do bad habits, like they quickly smoke a cigarette in the 5 seconds of that sensor bar pops up. Yeah, that was kind of disturbing. Like, we just, like, permanently blinded this creature, though I guess he kind of was asking for it. I don't have a cam, so I'm safe. That's, you know what, that's actually true. I used to know a streamer who, like, he tried to do the face cam thing, and he just hated doing it. And then he started, like, he was doing, like, half jokes, but I think he was also being dead serious. Where he's talking about how he likes to stream with his pants off anyways, like... He prefers not to be seen while he's streaming because he can just like not worry about things. He can pick his nose or do whatever. And I will say, all joking aside, there have been moments throughout like making content and streaming where I have been like, God, I wish the camera was off so I can just like do that and not feel weird about it. Though right here, most of the time that's like itching your nose. It's a thing you just end up getting like comfortable with over time. It's like everyone has to scratch their nose. People may be grossed out by it, but you know, it's the same thing as when you're like, I have to get up to go pee, everyone. You do have a camera though, by the way, but it has to be connected to your Xbox, remember? Or did your Xbox fully break? I can't quite recall exactly what's going on with that. Or have you just been playing the PlayStation a lot more? No, I don't have a PS4 cam. Oh, yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I've thought about that, though, like, how many times people, like, time certain things like that. Let's see, what is within here? Nothing, I suppose. I'm like walking in a straight circle and I just realized that. Like, I thought that there was a ledge at the end of this, but I've just circled around 3 times. How do you know Nathan's been up all night? Exhibit A. Yeah. See, I'm trying to escape from the city just like my hero Sonic the Hedgehog. Let me actually look at my totals here. What is the weirdest thing you've ever done on stream, by the way, Shadow? Oh, I'm missing a bunch. Like, 10 in Tribal Stack Tropics. I actually kind of want to backtrack and see what I can do there, then. Since I'm sure there's plenty of things. In all of these games, there's, like, a specific number it wants you to get before you, like, before you can, beat the game. So, like, in Mario 64, you need, like, 70 stars, even though there's, like, 120. So you can play, like, half of that game. I think the Banjo games and these I've mostly, like, 100%ed. I've been working off-stream to try and, finish getting all the extra coins in, Yooka-Laylee 2. Nonchalantly putting off shotguns happened right outside. Yes, I remember that. That actually really, really disturbed me that you weren't bothered by that. Like, maybe it's just the way that my brain works, but like, if I don't feel safe in the place that I'm in, like, I can't freaking sleep easy and I just can't relax. So I would end up just being like, I'm going to go find an apartment. Or something, like, I'd be like, I need to get out of here. Why? See what I'm saying? He won't grab onto certain ledges. It's so weird. I don't understand why, either. He just doesn't want to grab onto certain ones. Shisha. The thingy thing over here that I can free. It's probably going to make me chase it or something. Stay away. Yeah, I figure that. freedom, yeah. At least he didn't develop Stockholm Syndrome. That's kind of funny. Great game quality? What do you mean? I remember I was watching some streamer that lived in Chicago or LA, one or the other, and he also had an experience like that where, like... okay, why do you dive under the water? Please stop. Okay, there we go. He heard, like, gunshots outside, and he's like, oh yeah, don't worry, just gunshots, someone firing off a gun, don't worry about it. Oh yeah, absolutely, it's really annoying. Like, I don't know why I'm having this issue. But it wasn't just me being distracted, though I know, sometimes when I'm streaming and I'm talking to the chat a bunch and just being conversational, I am really, really bad about just, like, playing the same part of a game over and over and over and over again and, like, not getting it done because I'm talking too much. Like, if there's one thing about gaming on stream that I know I'm bad about, it is that my gameplay sometimes suffers when I'm in conversation, and if I be quiet for just 1 minute sometimes, I immediately get through that thing. I know you trust me, I know, man, I know. I know what's up, man, in Funky Town. Did I set the podcast to go up on Watch Nathan at 10 o'clock, or did I set it at 8? That's a good question. Let me try and see. I just now realized that, okay, it's at 10 a.m., because I've been saying 10 a.m. to a bunch of people, but I didn't want to be wrong about it. Okay, there we go. That all works itself out real well, man. Ivory towers, more like ivory showers, where you shower in ivory. Let's get on up there, man. I really hope they make a third Yooka-Laylee. I don't know what they would do new with this. At the very least, I hope that the folks at Playtonic continue to make interesting games. That sounds illegal. What sounds illegal? I say things and then I completely forget what I've said 5 seconds later. That save... Did you see the save logo in the corner? For a second it was going like... And just like violently gyrating. Ivory showers, yes, probably. I will say, as a child, my favorite kind of soap was ivory soap, because you put it in the bathtub and it floats to the top of the water, so it doesn't get, like, lost. Like, I don't know if, like, a lot of people only take showers. I do now as an adult because I'm, like, 6'1", 6'2", and sitting in a bathtub for me, like, my knees are, like, up here, and, like, there's no... It is an uncomfortable experience. But as a kid, I took baths all the time, and sometimes you'd be, like, in the bath, and you'd, like, lay the soap down to, like, rinse your hair or something, and then it would get, like, it would, like, move into a part of the tub where you have to, like, stand up and be like, where the freak did this go? But, like, that used to happen to me constantly as a wee babe. Yeah. And so if anyone, like, non-jokingly, if anyone ever has issues like that, buy ivory soap. I sometimes do, soaking baths to relax. Yeah, like, it's really funny because a lot of people that I talk to are, like, so against taking a bath. Like, I've talked to people, and when I say don't take a bath, I don't mean hygiene and bathing. I mean, they're like, but you're bathing in your own filth, and it's like... Yeah, sort of. That's actually... I've had so many arguments with people about the way you wash dishes. When I wash dishes, I run the sink constantly, and I don't fill the sink with water because you are just bathing the dishes in nastiness. Like, you're not cleaning them, in my opinion. And that really gets on people's nerves that I live with. But, I understand their perspective on it, but yeah, it's just a relaxing thing. It really is. I remember how much rage I had rage on this level? Are you talking about yesterday? Or do you mean like in the past when I streamed? Because I don't remember being that upset at it. Oh, the logs. Yeah. I've beaten that boss yesterday or the day before, so I've gotten good at it. I've noticed a lot of things in games that I sincerely just get furiously mad at. If I force myself to do it a bunch, I get fine. Like, I get good at it again. Like, Crash Team Racing is objectively a really difficult game, but I forced myself to play it a bunch. And while I'm not going to pretend like I'm just the greatest at it, I beat it on medium, which was actually kind of difficult to do. Like, the medium on that game's like hard mode on most games, because they balanced it, like, completely wrong. Like, from everything I've read, it feels almost nothing like the original. Okay, I saw quills on one of these rocks up here. Yeah, oh, there it is. Yeah, this move is so helpful for mobility. So you saw that little bit of jitter that just happened in the game right there where the frame went like real quick? That's something that happens a lot in the Switch version of this game. And I remember when I first played it, I was like, why does this keep happening? Because, like, it's nothing that's bad, but it's just like, this was... When I got the Switch, this was like the third or fourth game I got from it. So, like, the performance issues, which this game mostly performs fine, aside from little jitters like that. But, like, it's a really bad first impression game. I can say that much. Especially compared to the PC version, which is pretty solid overall. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of stuff up here. Completely forgot about all of this. Yeah, I know I wasn't gonna make it up there. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Leave me alone. I can't remember how to get up to that top area. Yeah, one of the Nathan Plays videos I want to make eventually for Watch Nathan is going to be playing through Banjo-Tooie, which is the banjo game that that and Nuts and Bolts, but it's like a banjo game that I have, like, just not really spent a lot of time with despite liking it. This Pokemon game is good. That's good. Yeah, I still don't know how to fully get up there. Yeah. Okay, this big old door's open. I think I've gone in here already, but let me double check. I might not have. I know there's stuff up there to the left that I need to do that I haven't. Inside the monument. Oh yeah, I need the invisible power, because otherwise you walk up to that light and it'll just close the gate on you immediately. And so I need to be careful with that. I know for a fact there's stuff up here for me to do, though. Here's a fun thing that I noticed while watching a particular Let's Play video of this game. Look at his mouth. Notice how he has two tongues? He's got like a big tongue and then a little one that's coming out of the back of his throat. Those are like the little polish issues that this game has. Boom, boom. Let's go get it, fam. Let's do this. I believe that locks me out. Let me see what this is all about here. Yeah, there's something I can do right here. Since I can now fly across there. Boom. Hello. Hey, come to enjoy the view? No, I don't like the view. I prefer entertainment tonight. Okay. For those who don't know, I have no idea what The View is about as a show, by the way. So anyone who's like, what do you mean? Those are completely different types of shows. I don't know. I remember our TV when I lived in New York got like 2 channels on the bunny ears we had. And one of them played Entertainment Tonight just over and over again most of the day. On occasions, if you were really lucky, a movie would come on. And you're like, oh, sweet solace. So I watched a lot of, like, shows that people's moms really enjoyed watching at that time. I watched a lot of Entertainment Tonight. I watched Dancing with the Stars. Like, a lot of that kind of crap. Good lord, they're like... And the camera's just like locked at this weird angle there too. There we go. You can take me, but just don't eat me. And then they like shove the pagey in their mouth and he's like, you promised me! I love the idea of a video game where you're rescuing hostages. But then when they're like, oh, thank you, you just take a bite of their hands. You just, like, eat them. Like, haha, you thought I was a hero, but I am in fact just another villain. I'm even worse. Like the ultimate, like, bad movie twist. Like, the hero is actually the bad guy. The bad guy was trying to protect you from him the whole time. Though those types of plots oftentimes hinge on really weird things. Like the person's trying to be as vague as they can. So the reason why nobody trusts them, like the bad guy that turns out to be the hero, is because they won't just explain what's going on to anyone. They are just being as vague as humanly possible. Okay, let's attempt to... Okay, I think I need to water him and then freeze him. Oh, my belly acheth. I'm going to squee everywhere. I think I can go down there and do something right there now. Love you. You are my father now. He hoes like Santa Claus. Oh yeah, dude, I forgot about this segment. One goes on for a while. Yeah, I remember this crap. Well, Paigey, you're going to die, my friend. I'm sorry. Oh, no. Oh, God. What? I made the boo-boo. Stop it. Ah. Jerk. Come to me, my child. Okay, how do I pop that, then? Oh, this probably. Okay, maybe that did nothing? Okay, I'm drowning now, I guess. Thank you. I'm glad it deactivates your bubble during cutscenes. There's a thing in Banjo-Kazooie like that in the Egypt stage, where it sits there and it starts a timer for you. It plays a cutscene and starts a timer for the thing you're about to have to do. But, like, the timer counts down, like, 10 whole seconds out of 20 while you watch a cutscene, and it's like, why? You're literally just doing this to, like, anger me. And so they make the actual amount of time that you have to do this thing so ridiculous because they do that. Like, they make it way, way harder than it should be, because if you had that extra 10 seconds, you can get it. But even when you're going as fast as you can and doing it as well as you can, you're like, and then you always miss it by 1 second with the amount of time they give you. It is infuriating. And it's like one of those things about Banjo-Kazooie as someone who's played it way too much, where I'm like, why? Oh, he finished pooping. Now he's freezing all over the place. He's a sick man. What would you do, Shadow, if you went to clean your car and you found out somebody pooped all over your squeegee? How would you respond to that? Whose job is it to just walk around and light these torches all day? I had a lot of panic attacks when it came to those games. Squeegees? Or Banjo-Kazooie? Yeah, I remember as a kid, I've gotten a little bit better about it since I've gotten older, but as a kid, I absolutely just, like, hated. I hated being timed in video games. Even if it was, like, a long time and you could clearly make it through, just being timed is just like, stop. Please stop timing me. I hate it. Because it creates artificial anxiety that the stage design doesn't. Banjo-Kazooie, really? Please elaborate, because those games were actually, like, that's like one of my favorite games ever. Though I'll admit, I played it so much. Like, whenever I first started doing YouTube and I was trying to get everything figured out technically, I recorded, like, literally 3 Let's Plays of that game, because I tried to play it through once and the recording didn't work, and then I tried to play it through again and I wasn't happy with my commentary and, like, that kind of thing. The timing thing. They do have a lot of time moments in that game. I'll admit to that. And in that game, you have to practically 100% it to actually get to the final boss. Like, I think when I beat it, I was missing, like, a few things and I had to go back and get them. Yeah, me too. I feel like most people don't do well under pressure. That's one thing that actually makes life... Like, I feel like most of the stress in life that people deal with is, like, artificially inflated by people standing behind them and being like, do better. I want it done that way. You know, like, just people telling you how you should do the thing that you're doing. Like, legitimately, that's, like, a real thing. I think people's issues with anxiety would be so much lesser. Okay, so... Okay, I tried to grab those things. I wish I could just quit the race now. Yeah, so you have to grab the butterflies to actually continue to roll here. And sometimes that's okay, but other times it's really difficult. Like, these that are on the bridges are mostly doable, but those that are, like, off to the side are really hard to get. And you see they got some where you have to, like, jump over a gap there, and this is the end there, I think. No, that's the end, so he won. But yeah, I feel like most, like, not most mental health issues, but most people who have deep anxiety would be much better if people's expectations weren't stupid. Like, most anxiety just comes from I'll lose my job if I don't act like the perfect worker bee, or, you know, if I don't do blankety blank, I'll lose my job, or, like, it's like pressure for people to be more than, okay, this is ridiculous. That was very silly. Yeah, if Nimbus gets ahead of you, you're basically screwed, by the way. And I just ran out of, Thank you, Nimbus. Gosh dang, dude. Yeah, like once it gets ahead of you, you're just screwed. There's nothing you can do. Which is kind of a pet peeve of mine in racing games, where it's like, yeah, if you make one mistake, you lose the race. Come on. Yeah, like that right there. How am I supposed to do that without missing one of those things? I feel like games like JRPGs are good for people that are like really bad under pressure, because like games that you can strategize and plan in. I think, speaking of life again, that's one of the hardest things about life, is that logically you want to just strategize things that are difficult that you want to do and grow at. But like the way that certain systems are set up in life is, it's like, if you want to strategize, you basically are like punished for it. I will say, sometimes things work out, and like, if it's part of your personality, then it's part of your personality. You can't do anything about it. Okay, please. Thank you. I really needed that. That's why... Oh, gosh dang it, son of a... Speaking of working under pressure, look at this. That was ridiculous, bro. Well, I think I'm gonna die now because I missed that one freaking butterfly there. It's a jump because you're on the ice, and okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah, that's why you do a lot of... Yeah, like, JRPGs are games that you can take at your own pace, and they're not... There's pressure, but it's like, if you die, you can be like, okay, I'll just go back and grind for a while. And I think that is good for a lot of people. Let me think. Oh yeah, there's a Shovel Knight cameo over here somewhere. That's one issue that I've kind of gone back and forth on, but it's something I do struggle with when it comes to the retro gaming community, is that there are tons of people in the retro gaming community that's like, back in my day, games used to be so hard that we died of premature heart attacks from playing them. What kids these days, like, I've watched YouTubers who I like, but they're like, kids these days don't know how to play hard games. They got save states and blah, 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 blah. It's like, who cares? It's a game. It's designed to be enjoyable. It's designed to be fun. I understand, like, there's extremes. Like, I've seen people that were like there was a meme going around because there were game reviewers that couldn't get past the intro of Cuphead, like the tutorial. And that's ridiculous, but like the concept of games being easier is bad is so stupid. It's like there's different games for different audiences, just let people have it, you know. There we go. Boom. Ah, crud. Okay, I need to redo that real quick. Okay, that one's perfectly flat. Let's see if this is any better here. Yeah, that's much better there. Oh my gosh. Dude, the aiming reticle here does not work like half of the time. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. No, actually, that's not fine. That's good. Okay, let's see. What I find interesting about the difficulty of retro games as well is it's like, you know, it's like there's nothing wrong with having difficult games like Dark Souls that are designed for hardcore games, but it's like, there's like a point where it's like, someone playing on easy mode doesn't take away from you playing it on hard mode. You know? Like, difficulty selection is like a necessary thing these days, and games have gotten harder and easier in different ways. Okay, what was the point in this? Is it that gem up there? I think it's that gem up there, right? Yes. There we go. Is there another one, or is that just the one? Because I think, yeah, I take that up to Shovel Knight there. I wish I could turn the camera down here a little bit. This playthrough, I feel like I've actually struggled with the camera more than I ever have before. Like, right now, I'm trying to, like, tilt the camera where I can look down here, and it's just like, no. Like, the camera is by no means the worst out of any platforming game. But you can tell it was done by a bunch of old N64 developers that are like, we learned how to do cameras back in the days before game cameras were good in the slightest. Yo-ho. Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. I'm digging, lol. Alright, we've done that there now. Let's view our totals here. Not Ivory Towers. So I got 19 out of 25. We got like 6 left to get. There's some kind of other power-up I can get here too, but I don't know where it is. I've been streaming for a couple hours. I might stream again later tonight at some point, but I just wanted to sit down, put out a fun little stream. Thank you everyone for watching. Be sure to follow, be sure to subscribe on Twitch. Be sure to go to my website and bookmark it and join the mailing list. Despite me making a Twitter and a Facebook, I want everyone to view like website, mailing list as the main things that are important, and those are more like marketing outreach. Look at the things I'm making, things for people to discover me. Thank you everyone, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.